My name is Rhapsody and welcome back to Monster Train 2. We're here in the Dimensional Portal to do the Anchored Challenge. More upgrade slots, and you start with upgrades, but upgrades are a double-edged sword. Primary clan is the Pyreborn, led by Lady Gilda. Allied clan is Lunar Coven, led by Ardun. And we have the Pyre Heart, so just a standard strong stat line for the Pyre Heart there, no special ability. Our mutators are Zoom Enhance. All cards have an additional upgrade slot, as well as upgraded drafts, cards in reward packs and unit banners come with a random upgrade, and then finally Cursed Treasure. Units get -5 damage for each upgrade on their card. I mean, what better time could there possibly be to run a build that doesn't care about damage? 2 copies of Golden Touch in the start deck. Damn. 2 Ember deal 5 damage. On Slay, gain 1 Dragon Horde. There's 2 copies of Starstruck as well. 1 Ember deals 5 damage. And on Full Moon, apply Dazed 1 to the enemy as well. And then finally, Magma Mauler. 1 Ember for 2 size. A unit that on strike applies 8 Pyre Gel. So that's a way to bypass damage. As long as I can give this unit, as long as this unit still has a damage statistic, it will apply Pyre Gel, and then that Pyre Gel will amp all damage after the fact. So that's a way to kind of ignore damage a little bit, maybe. Let's have a look at our relic first. Oh, wow. Astrologer's Ori. The first time it becomes full moon, the first time each turn, rather, it becomes full moon, gain an energy. I will say, with many copies of Moon Ritual in the deck, either it becomes full moon at the start of the turn, or I can turn it into full moon in the middle of the turn with a 0 Ember spell. That's basically an energy relic. And then there's also Attuned Whetstone. On deployment phase, draw an equipment card from your deck and reduce its cost to 0. We could get a very expensive, extremely powerful equipment and then just merge it with another piece of equipment. It could have an 8 cost. It doesn't matter. It'll be drawn for 0 cost. This front loads the power. This just generally spreads it across many turns. Which of them's better, though? Obviously, I have to fulfill the requirements of the equipment card, but there are some very expensive equipment cards in both of these clans that would be really relevant. I'm gonna take the Whetstone. We have Lady Avarice. Enchant to grant Avarice 5 to all units on the floor. Or Bloat Matron. Harvest to apply Pyre Gel 2 to enemy units, and Whelp units cost -1 on this floor, giving us the ability to throw down a bunch of bloated whelps and then explode them in order to add Pyre Gel to enemies. I mean, realistically, Lady Gilda at 3 size and Magma Mauler at 2 size, they're not going to be on the same floor. A lot of the time, that's not necessarily going to be good for us. Avarice, obviously, is a line that allows us to absolutely abuse the hell out of the game, but I think we could also just get that from the 2 Golden Touches in our base deck. I'm going to take Bloat Matron. I don't know if I've ever actually had Bloat Matron go all the way. I'd really like to see that happen. Tough as Nails. Enemy sent to with Titan Skin 1, which is going to make them immune, obviously, to our explodey guys from Lady Gilda. Lady Gilda, rather, sorry. However, I think at this point, it might just be better to use her stat line and just run that as my bottom line and just accept that this first fight doesn't really represent our strategy. Oh, hell yes. Golden Touch. Summon a Spear Steward as well, and then the bottom line, I'll phase or Conduit constantly. Second Golden Touch. I don't think I want to summon those bloated whelps, actually. Oh, I guess I could have summoned them on the top line if I just wanted them not to take a hit. Yeah, it's going to be very, very difficult for us to lose this bottom line intentionally, which I would have one reason to want to do, obviously. As it would really assist my goal in getting more Dragon Sword, but I think I'll just accept the 2 we've got here. Oh, wow. Well. Flicker. 0 Ember, Permafrost, deal 1 damage to enemy units, hold it for the right time, pretty cool. Lava Flow, consume intrinsic, apply Pygel 4 to enemy units. Because it's intrinsic, you draw this for no draw cost. It's just added to your opening hand. And it has no casting cost as well, so if I don't want anything else, I definitely take this. And then there's Alchemy. 3 Ember, and it already has Spell Chain. It has the tag Consume, and it gains 2 Dragon Horde. All cards can have an additional upgrade slot. So this has 3 upgrade slots, which means all I have to do is reduce the cost of this by 2, and I have 4 Dragon Horde of battle very easily. I am taking Alchemy because I feel like it would be daft for me not to. Gravity also with Spell Chain. New Moon Ascend a unit, New Moon Descend a unit, Full Moon Ascend the unit. There's also a Phase Blessing here with Holdover, restore 5 health, healing of max health, applies armor instead, and then Starstruck, which has been cost reduced, but also given Consume. Phase Blessing, because realistically, what am I currently missing? The ability to support the health of a unit. I'll say that. I do think we probably start with the Merchant of Magic here. Even though we have a Merchant of Magic in the next area, the most impactful upgrades for us right now are making Alchemy pop the hell off. Obviously the Golden Touches as well, but Alchemy's so much closer to it. Oh, dude, you can't double Spell Chain it, right? Yeah, no, you can't double Spell Chain it, that makes sense. Let's negative cost it by 1. Uh-huh. Double stack for other things for a bit of additional days. Yeah, I mean, Spell Chain on Phase Blessing isn't bad. The only thing is I would need to make this both 0 cost and then also give it additional energy for that to be good. So I'd rather just give it plus 10, which I can literally do after a reroll right now. Oh, wow. Consume removal. There's also give consume to something and then consume remove it. Which realistically is what I should do. Golden Touch is now 0-10. 0 for dealing 5, rather. I'll often have my own fodder to throw into that now, so I'm going to give the Phase Blessing the additional healing as well as armor gain. That's fun. Hothead, with the ability of fire breathing and attacks at a quick speed. Quick speed's almost entirely irrelevant here, but it does offset the -5 damage that you've gotten as a result of having an upgrade in the first place, so that's kind of good. And Greed Dragon, also quick. I mean, Greed Dragon can be the wild as Elvera's. Like, I could use it on a second floor, like, basically have Lady Gilda on her own floor with Bloated Whelps, and then a second floor is just Magma Mauler waiting for the Greed Dragon to come down to defend them. Hothead does AoE, but so does Lady Gilda. I'll take Greed Dragon. I think I can justify it here. It's really difficult to make that argument, though, I think, because the Hothead is just so damn good. It's very powerful. I think I'll summon this Greed Dragon early. Because 50-55 will already be more than enough for this fight. Seemed about right to me. Dazed is on full moon. Got it. So I'll hit you with the Dazed. Although I could hit you for 1 more damage, but you'll heal it anyway at the end of the turn. I mean, I can't play both of these right now, but in the next area, I'm going to give this another -1 to cost, and it's going to be absurd. Oh, it will be so good. We're already going to be fine on this next floor, so I'm just going to set up a Spear Steward. Let's daze him. We always knew it was going to be the next line that actually did the damage. I think this gives me the time to get one more of my golden touches out as well, which gets us to 6. 2 more of my golden touches! 1. Summon. And kill them. 2! Oh, up to 7 by the end of the fight. That's huge. That's actually huge. Oh, you. Golden Touch with 1 Ember, because it's already been cost reduced. Deal 5 damage on Slay, gain 1 Dragon Horde. I don't think I take a 3rd Golden Touch in this deck. Fireball, 2 Ember. It has Explosive and Spell Chain, deals 20 damage. Again, I could lower your cost and you'd be a lot more castable, but your scaling leaves a lot to be desired. There's also Pyre Cask, 1 Ember, consume Spell Chain, and apply Pyre Gel 10. I will say this is a really good card, and I don't often have quality candidates for these in my deck. This is a really good card for Permafrost, so that I could just hold it until the boss appears and then just immediately hit them with 20 Pyre Gel. Obviously, Permafrost as well as double stack would be wild on the Pyre Cask. Sure, let's try it. Hey, Bloody Moon, just as a damage amp. Sorry, it's a damage amp, it's a mana pump. It's already been given Smolder Stone, so it costs 0 and consumes, deals 25 damage on Slay, gain 2 energy. Compared to both of the other ones, which is just additional damage to the front line, and another Phase Blessing, which consumes, I'll take it. Here's a good chance for us to loot. Oh, Medallion of Superiority! That's so good! Medallion of Superiority, units gain +3/+3 for each upgrade on their card, so it helps to meter out the effect of the Cursed Treasure. And Cleansing Water, 50% chance to remove all buff effects from an enemy when they enter the train. Ah yeah, you tuned Whetstone. Oh no, they're constantly making you choose between a Merchant of Arms and a Merchant of Magic. Literally, every Merchant of Arms is opposed by a Merchant of Magic. You, how dare you? See what the Merchant of Magic's got for us here. -1 cost, that goes on Alchemy. Spellcane. Oh wow, hello Permafrost. You go on Pyrecast. That's no word. Spell Chain. I don't dislike putting it on Bloody Moon. I just don't also think that I'm constantly going to have the energy to really utilize that. I think I could put Spell Chain on Golden Touch. It wouldn't really change too much about it. Actually, +20 magic power and consume. I can give it +20 magic power. Because it can't gain consume. It's wild that Spell Chain is so powerful, but I don't want to use it on anything right now. Spell Chain is literally draw a card for free. And it's the most busted card, because it's whatever you chose to apply the Spell Chain to. I think I could do it with Phase Blessing. I don't necessarily think it's a bad idea. I just don't think I'm going to be able to take advantage of it until after I have an Energy Relic or something. Hello, second Greed Dragon. I'm not going to be taking them, but I will look at them for a second. To note, because I had a comment about this earlier, Dualism only affects buff and debuffs. It does not affect summon triggers, and it does not affect direct statistics. So it does nothing to the Greed Dragon. It would do something to equipment held by the Greed Dragon, as I've learned. Magma Cultist. Damage shield 3 with Incant, apply Pine Shell 1 to enemy units. There's not a single thing wrong with that. Especially because Lady Gilda doesn't need slots for multiple whelps on her floor. On account of they die. On account of they die, so she doesn't need more. You can take the discarded wings, giving +5, +10, which is +3, +13, actually, to a unit, as well as the ability for them to fly. I like flight because it gives me the ability to overstack the Greed Dragon in an area where it's not expected to go. Like, I could make a full floor and then summon Greed Dragon on an empty floor and then just fly it down in front of Magma Mauler and someone else. I could also dig for less common wings. The less common wings aren't especially good. I don't think it's worth a 10% chance of collapse. Nah, it is. I'm doing it. Push your luck. Alright, fine. I'll take it. I tried. Realistically, the Greed Dragon is just a big block of health that I'm trying to summon in front of my Magma Mauler. Archeon Gaidens do rage on Siphon. Lady Gilda. Magma Cultist. Magma Mauler. And I can even put a shield steward in front of you, because if I summon the Greed Dragon again, I can just fly it down. Nothing wrong with that. Give him the moon rituals. Is there a way for me to take out even the Fallen Champion? I'm gonna check, and then when it says no, because yeah, that's way not close enough, I'm going to reverse the turn so that I can use this Golden Touch appropriately on a unit. So I'll just immediately start with that, and then move on to incanting the rest of you. One more incant spell, summon the Bloated Whelp, exploded the Bloated Whelp. That'll do it. So Siphon is only when an enemy unit dies on this floor, so I can kill both of my own Bloated Whelps happily, not a problem. And I suspect I will. If I desperately wanted to, I could throw some additional damage out on the field at the moment. How relevant do I feel that is? With that HP on the next floor, actually pretty relevant. Well, I mean, that's a big golden touch. I suspect it's not going to be good enough, so I'm just going to kill the unit on the top floor. The Archeon, you have no one to hit now. And you know what? I'll even say, yeah, we've got 2 Dragon Horde. I can't be greedy and wait until we have this on the next cycle, because it might not even come in time. I'm just going to pop the Greed Dragon 1 floor down. And heck, I'll even throw a Shield Steward on the top line, make sure I don't waste mana, so that I don't have to draw it again. I mean, Pyrecast can go directly on Archeon early now. Not a problem with that at all. However, we have Alchemies to out. So we'll focus on that first. There's one more Golden Touch in the deck, so if I can use this and the next Golden Touch, we can hit 8 before the end of the round, which would be great. How well can I accomplish that? Whoop. Hold up. Screwed myself. That was the only unit that I can kill with a golden touch. Let's just start there so I don't make that mistake again. And I really do think supporting additional health on Lady Gilda or Greed Dragon here makes probably the most sense. I think I'm just going to let 4 damage hit us in the pyre because it's absolutely nothing. And realistically, in order to prevent that, I have to take so much energy out of my own turn. This flies once every 2 turns, so you could fly up there, take a beat for a round, and then come back down. No, because then the flagellum will be up on the next floor and it'll be a problem. Okay, yeah, no. I'm going to take this opportunity to grab some additional heals and then just let it go. Good. They're having some troubles on bottom line. Happy to see it. It is Pyre Cask o'clock here. And that'll do it. That'll do it. And then just for fun, I'm also going to float the Greed Dragon down because I can. Every battle from the 3rd onwards, get 8 Dragon Sword. That's how to play this clan. Oh, is there a second clan I'm playing at the moment? I didn't realize. Cursed Dragon Staff. 2 Ember. Incant. Deal 1 damage to enemy units. I've already got a unit on the bottom line. This is a piece of equipment. It will get drawn in the opening hand. I don't know how to tell you. This is obviously the correct choice. Magma Mauler with Endless, you say? A Magma Cultist with Incant gain armor? Well, it's better than one I have. Energies are very little important. Energy's a little important to us. I would say my only size restriction at the moment is that it would be nice to have both of my Magma Cultists on the bottom line. However, I'm not capable of summoning both of them on turn 1 comfortably. Unless I have energy and capacity. And both of them get much more impactful with some additional draw. I think a lot of the relics that we're going to end up getting from alchemy will approximate energy and draw, but they will not approximate space capacity as commonly. It's also possible that Lady Gilda is like a chump's floor. Like I'm not supposed to be doing that. In which case, no, she's an active play floor. It's good for getting rid of the whelps from the deck. It's good for just, you know, thinning down enemies a little bit. If I want to let my relics take the job of draw and energy, I would lean Heaven's Light. But Heaven's Light does so little for us at the moment. Yeah, I think the second Magma Cultist is just a replacement for the first one in this instance. We'll take draw first. Loot. Spells gain +3 damage for each upgrade on their card. Particularly happy about that because Alchemy it does nothing, of course. But Golden Touch gets 9 more damage. Phase Blessing. That's not damage. So it's not going to amp that number, unfortunately. I don't believe. When a unit gains Pyre Gel, it gains an additional stack. Obviously, quite useful as well. I'm going to go with Sizzling Firecracker first. Wing Clippings. Spell cards have 50% chance to be discarded. And Lunar Lantern. Selene units get 20 additional damage in Full Moon. Silence get it in New Moon. We'll lean towards Golden Idol so that I can get 50% more gold from rewards, which doesn't feel like it's necessary, but a little bit, yeah. It's difficult to choose what I would dupe, but Merchant of Steel certainly appeals to me more than Merchant of Trinkets right now. Just because of the money situation, basically. Bloat Matron 2. On Harvest Supply, Play Gel 4 to enemy units. Dualism, that's exactly what I wanted. Dualism on Magma Cultist. Perfect. Now you're applying Pyagel 2 and gaining 4 armor on your cats. If I really wanted to be daft about this, I could also give you Conduit 5, which would immediately double to Conduit 10, which would make that bottom floor have 10 magic power at all times. And honestly, if I'm going to be casting a bunch of spells down there, that seems like a good idea to me. As for Endless, if Greed Dragon ever were to die, Endless would actually be a really good pump for them. Because I'm pretty sure the version of it that goes back atop the deck keeps all of the stats, and then when I summon it again, it triggers the summon trigger again. However, what are the odds the Greed Dragon ends up dying? If the Greed Dragon has died, many more things have gone wrong first. So it doesn't necessarily feel like a good choice here. I could obviously give Endless to a Whelp and be able to summon that Whelp every single turn on the bottom line and then sack it. Sure, that's a little more appealing with draw. It's like playing a spell every single turn on the bottom line to give 4 Pyagel to all enemy units. It's also a Whelp that we're playing every turn. It's an ability that we're triggering every turn, so a lot of the minor Pyreborn relics will amplify its effect. I think all of those are pretty good arguments to actually do it. I want you to know, I was leaning away from it. I was trying to make an argument not to. I'll hold on to my money here because the possibility of re-rolling and just hitting like a multi-strike at 105 cost or something like that just feels heartbreaking, and also we are doing well. As for our next dupe, I mean, really, it should just be a density of castable spells for the sake of the incant triggers. There's nothing I want to dupe that feels better duped than not. Like Phase Blessing, it's holdover. If I cast it in the second hand, my hand of 6 cards is now Phase Blessing, and Bloated Whelp. Right, I'm drawing 3 new cards a turn. These might be very impactful cards, but I'd like to see the rest of my deck, please. Also, their cost is a little too high to play too many copies of that. Just because it's 2 costs to play both Phase Blessings, so another dupe, it's another 2 costs. It's just outside of my realm. Realistically, I think I could get a lot of use out of just an additional copy of the Bloody Moon that consumes out of the deck. And that's why I'm going to lean that way. And it's been Pressstone is modeled on each floor with spikes 4. Shouldn't be a concern at all. Excuse me, what? Lady Gildy hits the bottom line, Magma Cultist behind her, a free Cursed Dragon Staff immediately equipped to it. Good lord! Oh, that's powerful. Oh, that is good. Now let's see what we can do about this. Moon Ritual. Moon Ritual. Loaded Whelp that dies. Then Phase Blessing twice. Oh, cool. We've got the Bennett and Pressstone down. I'm also going to daze you and deal some direct damage straight to you. Yeah, that's a little bit of a problem. How dare you incant on the bottom line? That's illegal, I think. Or it should be. I could pop a Golden Touch down here. I don't have to. So I'm going to lean in that direction. And Throw out alchemy. Ooh, I could use golden touch on the second floor for my clear, actually. That's a lot better. I'll hit that. Okay, I'm going to slightly change something about my turn. I'm going to play one of those alchemies on the bottom line. And that is so that a moon ritual then clears the backliner, so that I don't have to worry about them hitting me with a draw reduction next turn, courtesy of giving me a Scourge. Yeah, that's a lot of health on the backline unit there. I don't think I'm going to be able to make it through that. Love to prove myself wrong here, but it's certainly not seeming like it. Got him. I feel like my best case is just throwing double Pyre Cask against Pyre, the Fallen Executioner in the backline. Trying to thin out their impact a little. Oh, hang on. Before I get that second unit up on the top line, I gotta make sure that I have enough space still up there at the end of the turn to summon a Greed Dragon, should I draw it in the next hand? Because, what, we got 6 cards, one of them's Greed Dragon, Dragon Sword's still in the hand, so, like, yeah. I just did the exact same thing, didn't I? What the hell? Someone autopiloted my body into that. I wasn't even there at the time. Your Honor, I was several suburbs away, just absolutely chopping it up in a skate park, and you can't prove otherwise. What do you do about a problem like this? I mean, you consume that moon. That much is clear to me. Alright. That top line's getting let through. That's why we Pyre Casked it up. I was just seeing if there was any alternative play out there, but I really feel like it's Golden Touch is going to have to get thrown at a relevant target here. So that I can get the additional Dragon Horde, so that I can summon the Greed Dragon. I mean, I could throw both of these Bloated Whelps on the top line. It's not like they're doing anything. Anything much on the bottom line. Might as well. I think that means the Fallen Execution now only gets to hit us once, so took 6 damage off of the enemy. Great hit. Start chump blocking for the floor that needs it. Get rid of the whelp that doesn't even need to be there. And Face blessing for a target that understands. Now I do want to lose on this bottom line. But not by infinity. As long as we get them to the next line with the Magma Mauler there, we'll be completely okay. Oh. No, we're not. Now we're fine. I was deeply concerned there for a second. Oh, good. Get him, you big healthy boy. Yeah, it's sapping all of my units on the floor every action, which is preventing the backline from ever striking. Dastardly. Fun. Sacrificial Chamber, 1 Ember, gain 10 gold when a unit dies. There's also payoff, 2 Ember, and this has had Consume removed, restore 2 Pyre health for each Dragon Horde, and then finally Greed. It's a very damage efficient and gold efficient card. Unfortunately, you probably need an empty line for it because it deals 23 damage to all units. I'll take Sack Chamber and drop it on the bottom line. What are you doing? Stardust Invocation with Spell Chain on it. 1 Ember, consume Spell Chain, phase, then create an ephemeral copy of a spell in your hand. If you care about incanting, you care about that card. Increase maximum Pyre Gel by 2. When you equip a friendly unit to apply Conduit 4, that'd be great because it's just 8 more Conduit on our bottom line on the first turn. But you can't ignore Hidden Coffers when it turns up. What do you... Dante's Footstool. On deployment phase, draw a room card from your deck and reduce its cost to 0. Yes, thank you. I will set up a room and a piece of equipment on the very first turn. I could head to a Merchant of Arms. I could buy basically the most expensive piece of equipment available and then just stitch it to the Cursed Dragonstaff. If possible, and I find a room that's incredible, I could even remove the Sacrificial Chamber and just get that room instead. I think that's probably... Yeah. Void Dynamite. Gives multi-strike 1 to a unit on Extinguish. Purge this unit from your deck. Look, our bottom line doesn't actually win, so stitching that to the Cursed Dragon stuff doesn't really do much for us, I don't think. What we're looking for is keywords, not multi-strike at the moment. Grant friendly units Conduit 4, line of cycle stuff. I'll take none of those. Hello, Hall of Mirrors. You're looking mighty fine today, Hall of Mirrors. Okay, I'll tell you. I theoretically could use this. So here's how it'd go. We would get Capacity as our next rune. I would have to remove, obviously, the current rune that I have in the deck. Then, with our 7 Capacity, we would play Lady Gilda and our Magma Cultist on the bottom line. Then, I would play the Hall of Mirrors after that. And then every single turn, we would be duping 1 Bloated Whelp to be 2, and then just exploding them. Is that worth it? A second Whelp every turn on the bottom line? Admittedly, it will get a lot stronger as we get more of these relics. Although, also admittedly, if I was gonna do that, surely I would just not put the Magma Cultist on that floor, and then instead it's Lady Gilda and an endless procession of whelps. She doesn't get like a whelp every turn at her final level on this or something like that, right? That'd be super useful. Nope. I mean, it sets them up. So what? I'd run you as my bottom line, and then on the second line, I would just incant. Who am I fighting as my bosses? Eternus of Entropy. So you're silencing us. Which means my ability triggers literally aren't even going to be available on that bottom line. So I have to use spells consistently to clear that bottom line instead, which really does mean I'm being pushed back in the direction of Magma Cultist. God, I really wanted to... Let's have a look at the other side, right? Armory. Just in case this has something for me. Stoke Plate Mail, Silence, Armor 60... Silence would remove Quick and obviously disable the ability of the Green Dragon, not especially good there. Planetarium and Eclipse Chamber, I don't think I need any of these. Frankly, at all. Oh, I feel a little bad about the whiff there, but yeah, I don't think those are appropriate for me either. Damn. I'm gonna take advantage of our additional money at the moment to remove some cards, making our cycling through the deck a lot faster. I will want Moon Rituals out of the deck as well. Despite the fact that they're obviously a cheap incant, they're also not our most impactful cards in the deck. Stop here for the moment and check out the Celestial Alcove. A rare Underlegion, Melting Remnant, or Umbra draw pick. I'm leaning to Underlegion, specifically because Underlegion's rare could be a piece of equipment. It could be the hazmat suit, the suit of instability. It's not, but it could have been. Spiked Legion, X cost to consume and propagate 2, X plus 1. Yeah, I mean that's more, you know, conduit for Magma Cultist. It's not good. Propagate can't propagate dazed as well, so it's especially not good. Racking Pain, deal damage equal to 3 times the debuff stacks on this unit. Realistically, this doesn't actually deal that much damage because the debuff stacks on the enemy units are Pyogel. So Pyogel gets to, what, maximum like 25 to 50 before a unit just dies to a stiff breeze. And then Deadly Variant, apply Decay equal to 5 times the sap on the unit. I'm actually leaning towards none of these, but I do think Spike the Legion will eventually become stupid. It's just... It's going to be some interaction of a bunch of different relics. I'm really disappointed in this Merchant of Arms. I'm just going to move onwards, though. Rather than linger... I'd love to be able to play Stardust Invocation in a bunch of Alchemy Cistern. Just a shame that's not how this one works. Oh, wow. It works a little that way. Stardust Invocation Alchemy. I had a unit of my own to throw my Bloody Moon on, so I got 2 additional energy, and now I can use that 2 additional energy to get straight to 9 Dragon Sword. Our Green Dragon's going to be pretty happy about that. So I'm going to be leaking some additional damage to the top line. Frustrating. Can't really do too much about that one there, though. I can daze it, but it's not going to do anything to it. Daze the next lord just to keep him safe. There's that Green Dragon. Summons in with a 100-100 buffed stat line. Nice. Got Pyrecast ready for the next turn as well. I mean, yeah, battling on the bottom line doesn't really help me at all. Starstruck plus Golden Touch finishes the top line, and then we do have enough time to start up Pyrecasting. Perfect. Now it doesn't matter that you have 35 Titan Skin, because you've also got 32 Pyregel. Nice. I need my money to help me because I'm very weak right now. That's exactly what I wanted, by the way. Annoyingly, Soul Smelter. 3 Ember, 10 damage. Siphon, gain 1 soul. On Celebrate, gain 1 Dragon Horde for every 4 soul. Realistically, do I actually need this? The answer is no, I've just realized. Stuck Up Well, ability expensive tastes. Applies avarice to friendly units. Pyroclasm. It costs 2 instead of 4. You know what? That's really good for helping me in the exact way that I need at the moment. Ritual Tome, 2 Ember to give Titan Skin 2 to a friendly unit, as well as Holy Stone to give 2 health back. Moonrise, so you get an additional Ember on your first turn, and Cosmic Bolt. 2 Ember, Attune, Spell Chain, deal 38 damage. I think this is a great spell for us to amp the damage up a little more, because it's already got Spell Chain, so as long as I remove your cost by 1 and give you some damage, you will be a really powerful individual unit target. When you equip a friendly unit, apply Conduit 4, or on your first turn, 2 additional energy. I think I'm more likely to need or want Pyreborn's Insignia first and then Ember Charge, but I do hope to get both. When an enemy unit ends, they gain Pyregel 2, sure. My units don't strike, they explode and die, and my dragons and whelps. I do have dragons with damage. That probably appreciate some sharpened teeth, but the Pyregel is also amp damage for everyone. Unit cards without upgrades cost -1. I mean, my Bloated Whelps already cost nothing. Lightstone Casing spells gain an additional upgrade slot. I mean, realistically, this is ridiculous and I should take it. Spirit Breaker's Charge. After using an ability, friendly units gain +5. Not half bad. Obviously, all of our Bloated Whelps just give additional damage to Lady Gilda, as well as the Magma Cultists on the bottom line. Anyway, there's the Lightstone Casing. We'll go to the Merchant of Trinkets and abuse the absolute hell out of it. Cards in reward bags and banners come with a random upgrade. You know what? Yes, 2 random upgrades on every card now, sure. Mage Blade adds an additional damage per stack. If that ever becomes relevant, it'll be nice. When you draw a non-champion card, its cost is randomized between 0 and 3. Draw 2 additional cards every turn. A lot of my cards are quite high costs, and they have cost reduction spells, cost reductions already cast on. That said, can that screw me? 2 copies of Bloody Moon in the deck that can cost a maximum of 1. The fact that it draws 2 additional each turn can't be ignored. I'm going to take Race of Thin Crescent as well, just in case it becomes relevant. Blights and Scourges cost 0, just to overwhelm that, thank you. The first unit you summon each turn gains Conduit 4, great. And at the end of battle, gain 3 if your Pyre took no damage. That's not relevant, because I don't let my Pyre... I don't let my Dragon Horde go below 10. Another Sacrificial Chamber, there's also a Glass Cannon and an Enchanted Chamber. None of those are relevant to us at all. Next area has to be Merchant of Magic, and it has to be getting 4 upgrades on a single spell, and then just duping that spell. Most likely a damage spell, so that I'm ready to take care of backline units. Nice. Having now taken the... Hang on. Let's restart the battle. I screwed that up. It's very minor, but it's worth doing. The first unit that I should summon... Okay, I'm so glad it didn't refresh their costs. The first unit I should summon should be the Magma Cultist, who... Oh, you don't apply the dualism to the additional 4 you get given from that. That makes sense, but the fact that your equipment allows you to do dualism for its keywords... And when I equip you, you get 8 from it instead of the 4. Oh well. Anyway, I've just got the Conduit on Magma Cultist now instead, which doesn't actually seem that relevant. Okay. Yeah, these, Yeah, I didn't think about the fact that Bloated Whelps might cost, I can finish my sentence there. Cost. I didn't consider the fact they might have a cost on them. Yeah, I'm just gonna straight up throw stuff at him there. I don't want to have to cycle back to the Greed Dragon, but also, buddy, I can't just give you 10-10. That feels wrong. Ooh, nice. We got a bit more in the way of blocking for that second floor. Now I can head down to the bottom line. Drop a good amount of Pyre Gel on the enemies, gain some additional conduits. And then now, having done so, we'll daze the boss and then hit a Pyroclasm on an enemy for, what's that, 268 damage, as well as all the excess damage getting dealt to any remaining living units on the floor. Seems to have gone okay. Oh my god, Phase Blessing being drawn at 0 costs such a boon, but oh, actually, you being negative... You have not been negative costed. This could be drawn at 3 costs and it would just screw me, unfortunately. That said, I still play it, obviously. There we go. That's all the alchemy I can apply for today. Green Dragon is coming faster and faster and faster through the cycle. That said, I have to play these Golden Touches at every available occasion, or I won't have enough. These moon rituals are such fodder for removal right now. I mean, they're the most castable cards this turn, but that's not because of any intrinsic value of theirs. It's just because of the quirk of how the volatile gauge rolled that turn. Two more Golden Touches. That's great. Actually, I can even use 3 this turn with a little Stardust Invocation. Perfect. Getting us up to 9 Dragon Sword. Love to get one more before the end of the round, please. I'm going to elect not to play anything that has any significant amount of holdover on it. So not my Endless unit, not Phase Blessing here. And the reason is exclusively that I want to draw as deep into the deck as possible for the next turn so that I can try and get another Golden Touch. Literally Golden Touch was the next card. All good. I need as many units as possible to die on the bottom line. Oh, wow. This Golden Touch does it. Kills the boss with 131 damage from a Dragon Staff incant trigger. 2 up. Hold over, remove, consume from Stardust Invocation. What are you doing? Coven Spike, X cost, consume intrinsic spell chain. You take this even if you don't want it, because again, it's free in the opening hand. Granted, I'm drawing 8 cards a turn at the moment, so I can't get too many intrinsic cards, and they're still free. But this will be free, and I can play 2. So it's just 2 spell cards I get to play on the first turn, which is really, really good. Stardust Invocation would be good if I had a lot more energy than I currently have. Unfortunately, without any energy... Oh, no, but you've also had Consume removed. It's had Consume removed, so now all I have to do is hit it with -2 costs and give Consume, and it's going to be the most busted spell in my deck for incant triggers. We loot our 10 from the Dragon Horde. On first turn, gain 2 additional energy. That is relevant now. After using an ability, friendly units gain armor 3. I'll happily take Shale Shell. Storm Guard, Blade each battle is applied on each floors. Look, I'm gonna take the Spirit Breaker's charge rather than Manifold Mirror there, but could have been. Lightforge, Bloat Matron 3. We are now applying 6 Pyogel to all enemies on Harvest. Oh my god. Well. Oh no. Okay. First off, double stack Pyre Cask. You are getting Pyogel 20 and you're applying it to enemies now. Good work, buddy. Plus 10 magic power. That one's going on the Cosmic Bolts. -1 cost intrinsic. I think this should hit alchemy. This means alchemy will not be able to draw with any cost, but it'll also be in the opening hand. And it's also a really good consume, or a really good dupe target. And on top of all of that, I'll have 8 Dragon Horde by the end of the first turn, which means I don't have to worry about managing the golden touches as much, which has been a little laborious, let's admit. And on top of that, my Greed Dragon will already have 8 stacks by the first time it's drawn in the first cycle. Emberstone cost reduction is obviously really good, but I want to reduce the cost of the Stardust Invocation with a different, with the other one, the other Emberstone, the Smolder Stone. Pyre-Cask, honestly, -1 costing you once is probably a good idea, because if you draw at 3 cost, I can't play you twice. How would I do that? Do I want to remove consume from Pyroclasm and then give it another -2 cost and gain consume? Actually? Oh, actually, that's already mostly drawn at 0 cost already. Because if it has to draw with a base cost of 3 and then reduce its cost by 2 to not be 0 cost already. So yes, no, I'll return to my original idea. The Stardust Invocation with holdover is definitely the right target. Lost 20 magic power and consume, however, that can go on Pyroclasm, which now can't consume. For 250 damage AoE. Heal your... No. Get out of here, Holy Stone. I don't need you. I already told you I was going to do that. I'm a Scorpion. At the start of battle, enemy units appear on each floor. How dare they? I suspect I'm probably better served setting up on top line now, just in case. All right. Both Stardust Invocations in the opening hand, eh? Alchemy. Alchemy. I can't Stardust invoke Stardusts. But it is also the only spell I really want to dube in the hand at the moment. Alchemy. Alchemy. How dare you be silencing me on the bottom line? It's really annoying. I'd love to do something about it. What joy it would be to do something about it. Anyway, I can't do that. Though I guess I could just be incanting on the top line the entire time. It's just not relevant because the top line is not going to be doing spell damage either. Loaded well for chump block on the bottom line. I can use it on the top line to remove most of the units. Heck, I'll even jump with a Spear Steward up there. These only create ephemeral copies of spells, but the spells that they create aren't going to be literally playable at all. So I can do incant triggers for literally no reason. Woohoo! I created ephemeral cards and then they got destroyed. Oh, does my Endless unit not come back? Oh no, it does, it's fine. Yeah, so this is what I'm talking about. Stardust Invocation's in hand. It's got... I just get a second copy of Pyroclasm this turn, and I have to decide what to do about that. When the bottom line's already dead. There you go, top line. I seldom have runs with spells this powerful consistently in them. I mean, admittedly, 4 upgrades on a single spell. Not this one, but this one's also busted. It's pretty good. Oh, hello, Greed Dragon. Yes, Greed Dragon, I do think I will be summoning you for 136, 151 stat line. Second copy of the Spike of the Legion, and just use it for additional incant triggers, please. Get out of here, Silence. I don't want anything to do with you. I'll take a... Oh my god. With this much conjured on the bottom line, a second copy of Phase Blessing is wild. Okay, looks like that'll do it. Now I'll give 47 armor to you twice, thrice, 4 times. Yes, do whatever you'd like on the bottom line, that's fine. Gonna hit you with big pyroclasm because I can. Oh boy. This is deeply not okay. Yeah, Stardust Invocation for... boy. Another Pyroclasm, which is gonna get discarded from hand at end turn. Or not discarded. Ooh, interesting. These suck. Okay, never mind, we're fine. Single Pyrecast got him there, and the second one was just there to see him off. Oh, I didn't even remember. You have to fly the Greed Dragon down, of course. Double stack and plus 20 magic power. I mean, the double stack on this is kind of fine. Apply Pyogel 20 to and deal 36 damage to enemy units. Reduce cooldown by X plus 1 and apply 4 X plus 1 Avarice. I mean, realistically, this gives me so much money, but I don't need it because obviously my next fight is the final fight. Dragon's Breath. It has Consume on it, and I'm not super huge fan of that, but I will note this is a 3-cost spell. Pretty good. Pretty good to have those. Consume Spell Chain. Face to New Moon. Apply 5 damage and Stealth 1 to friendly units. Oh, Moonrise. No, you can randomize your cost. That'd be a problem. I will take Cover of Night, actually. Moonlight Glade would give a little bit of additional damage to the bottom line. I don't need it. Loot. Additional Pyogel, thank you. And let's go with Dragons and Whelps gain +8. Cards only offer rares. Starter cards cost -1, admittedly, could be very relevant. Because the Bloated Whelps do sometimes have a cost, and so do the Moon Rituals. So Vola's Tuning Fork is really good here. I think Merchant of Magic. I think it's 100% Merchant of Magic. Units get an extra upgrade slot. Well, can't do anything with that, obviously. 3 piercing damage whenever an enemy unit moves between floors. That'll kill him. Recover with Consumer's Blade. Might as well. Roll. When you without Pyogel gains Pyogel, it gains 6 additional stacks. Huge fan of that. Advance the back enemy unit when it enters your train. A lot of the time, that'll put the... A lot of clans have a lot more ease reaching the frontline unit. With the spells that I have in this deck, the front is the same as the back. Friendly is getting outburst. Also not especially relevant. So there's got to be a good target for pretty much every spell that I can get right now. And my job is to find him. I think Pyroclasm wants to be in Permafrost so that I can hold it until it is relevant. -2 cost and consume. Definitely wants to go on something that has consume removal. Or something that wants to be consumed. Spell chain just goes on Stardust Invitation. Also, any magic power and consume to a Starstruck. There absolutely nothing's in this deck. Reroll. -1 intrinsic on a cover of night, maybe. I mean, I could give stealth 2 with that. It's probably not a good idea, though. +10 magic power for a Cosmic Bolt is nice. I mean, Intrinsic is about what you want in your opening hand. Phase Blessing, Intrinsic, both removing its cost and also putting it in the opening hand so that I can start controlling the health of my units. Much more important, I think. -1 cost on the Cosmic Bolt to make it very playable. Dragon's Breath only gets played once before it's out of the deck anyway. And then, sure. Cover of Night, you can be double stacked, why not? Remove a card from your deck. We'll get a couple of these Moon Rituals out of here. I mean, Spears do it, obviously, as well. I don't need to remove the Sacrificial Chamber because it gets drawn for free and then it removes itself from my deck anyway. So it's not relevant to change that at all. I'll get rid of the other Starstruck. As much as I do want direct target damage, I feel like the rest of the deck is literally full of direct target damage. Like another Cosmic Bolt, perhaps? I do think another Pyroclasm is also an insane hit. The Stardust Invocation... It might be too much, but basically if I ever draw a 0-cost spell, it becomes busted. So I'll do it, because I do draw a lot of 0-cost spells. Well, thank you for having incanting units on the bottom line. I really appreciate it. $33 Pyre Gel already. I've cast 2 spells. I think I want to use one of my Stardust Invocations on another Alchemy here, just so that my Greed Dragon pops the hell off. I may as well start using Alchemy on next floor too. And then Stardust Invocation Pyrocask. Also, other Stardust Invocation Pyrocask again. Also, other Stardust Invocation Pyrocask again. And then I'm gonna... 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. Yeah. I'm gonna hit you with 8 Pyrocasks. Now you have 202 Pyrogel on you. Turn 1, by the way. Then, do I want to hit you with a Pyroclasm? I do. But also I want to hold this until it actually hits an enemy because it's going to be a lot more relevant. There we go. Thankfully, I think I might just be able to deal with this. Let me see. All right, I managed to take the silent unit out. I think we'll be okay for the rest of the fight, which is going to be seconds at this point. Phase Blessing. I'm going to just heal up a bunch and watch you die while I do it. Oh, yeah, that's the thing. Good. I'm gonna start by taking a couple of my screenshots. I mean, I didn't even get to play this card. I don't think I got to play it literally once. So, okay, maybe I don't do that one. Quad stacking spells. And them arriving with 2 upgrades on them is so busted. Well, let's do it. Let's win by healing. I think it did pretty okay. We've got 6 remaining challenges in the dimensional portal. I'm gonna pull up their versions here though, because I think it's slightly larger than the version in game. Wait, hang on, that's not it. That is, and that is. There we go, and let's jump back to the outpost. And then to the barracks.
So, you said on your resume that you've been a Reki's henchman for several years. So, you said on your resume that you'd been a Reki's henchman for several years. But now you're looking to move up in the world. Is that right? That's not how you pronounce it? Since when do you know French? Anyway, next interview question. Why do you want to become a partner in Moonwater Enterprises, the fastest growing wellness liquid company in hell? Well, fine. The only wellness liquid company in hell. You know how to ask the right questions. You're hired. Here's your first box of Moonwater. Now go out and use your gooey charm to sell. But first, here's a sniffling whelp you gotta visit for me.
For the moment, my name is Rhapsody. The name of the game has been Monster Train 2. Top left is the series playlist for all of my content of the game, past, present, and future. YouTube recommendations down below. Streaming past the names of the people so generously supporting the Republic on patreon.com/RhapsodyPlays. I are both the thank you and a special thanks this episode to Jazzy. Hopefully you'll have been enjoying yourselves, and hopefully we'll see you all next time.